getting some writing done? Are you? Can you finish my draft for me? No? Okay. Good morning. I thought I would try and do a little day in the life vlog. We'll see if I remember to film this the whole day or if we put it into a weekly vlog. But I just wanted to touch base and catch up because I finished chapter 16 last night. Yay! It only took like a month to get through that chapter. So, little bummed that it did take that long, but it's done and it's much better than it was, which is the goal. However long this takes, as long as it is better than what I started with, we'll be making progress. Trying not to be discouraged. I do have a tentative deadline of wanting to get this draft done by mid-July. I'm going out of town on the 14th, I think, of July, and it is June 27th. So we've got like 2 weeks. The last chapter took me a month, and there are 7 chapters left. So we have 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Yeah, 7. And honestly, I know there are a couple that are going to need to be completely rewritten. So I'm almost thinking about doing kind of like a no pressure zero draft version of these last 4, because again, we're just kind of at the point where I really just need to make some forward progress with this. I need to have a draft and I need to take some space from it. I don't know if I've mentioned this yet, but when I get this draft completed, this like run through, get to the end, I'm doing it chronologically. I plan on getting it printed in a like Barnes & Noble print copy, personal print copy, so that I can do a read through later. I do plan on taking probably 3-4 weeks off of it to get some space. I want to do a lot of reading. My TBR is growing, and I really haven't prioritized reading in a minute, so I'm excited to do that. Kind of refill the creative well, and I want to make a video talking about that. But I also need to plot the second book because I definitely want to get that plotted before I do another like read through of the first draft, so that I can start checking for consistencies and if I change anything. I already have like a very bare bones outline. I've, kind of known where this was going. It was originally going to be 1 book, and it turned into 2. The first one, it is looking like is going to be, what did I do? Based on my average chapter word count, with 23 chapters, it's supposed to be 127,000 words. But I do feel like more story is in it, and I've done a better job with kind of like revealing the characters and connecting with the characters. But I've definitely taken a lot out as well. So that's honestly kind of confusing, but that's next draft's problem. That is not not this draft's problem. So anyway, I finished chapter 16. Chapter 17 is next. I did kind of want to show you how I set up for each scene in this edit. So I think I'll do that. I don't want to show you any of the draft, but I've recently started using Scrivener. I have been writing in Google Docs, but I'm getting a bit scared of their AI policies and how they're sneaking stuff into contracts or user agreements. So I don't know. I don't think that there's any reason to like not have your draft in Google Docs right now, but I just decided to switch to Scrivener because I realized that the way I had my Google Docs set up was basically like Scrivener, where I had the outline to the left the whole time, and just had it like chapter by chapter where you could kind of click through. And with this one, what I am really liking is I can have all of my edit information, my like edit checklist. I can have my character profiles, my idea dumps, my maps, like it's all right here. So I'm not switching between tabs either or keeping stuff open the whole time, which I do like. I also like that you can have notes to the right of it. So I am gonna show you this, just my little like setup, because I did make a collage background for it that I think is pretty fun. So this is it, no spoilers here. This is my little collage that I made. I have all my chapters here. I have my original draft up here, and I have all the edit information here. I also have this for when you do the full screen. This is the other background. My best friend makes these collages in Pinterest, she takes the images from Pinterest for my Pinterest board and will make me collages for my story. And they're my favorite thing ever. So I put them here so I can look at them as I write. And honestly, it's really helpful. It is really helpful to kind of keep with the vibe and the tone that I want. So I also just wanted to show you, this is kind of how I set up each chapter. So I will do a little, I'm a very visual person. I have my Pinterest storyboard, of course. But I will make it chapter by chapter in Milanote. I am a new Milanote user. A few months ago I started, and I have my whole life on here now. I love it. But I make one for each chapter, kind of like a mood board. I like having like a mini chapter playlist as well, things that I was listening to, so that, you know, next time I'm going through this chapter, if I'm trying to be like, what was the tone that I was trying to hit here, I can reference this, and it also just makes writing it more fun. So you may have seen that was for chapter 11.5. It was, I kind of broke, I think, chapter 11 up into 2 different chapters in this draft. I wanted to develop, I think, chapter 11 more, so I ended up splitting that up. I'm not going to show you chapter 17 because it's a little spicy. So I did make that. I did go ahead and make that though, that mood board. So I have that to reference. Yeah, we're on 17. This is right, we are like, yeah. So chapter 18 is the end of Act 2. So we are right there. There's also a change in scenery coming with chapter, I don't know if it's in chapter 18 or if it's in 19, but from 19 to 23, we're like changing scenes almost every chapter, and there's just a lot more happening, and there's a lot of personal development that our main character is going through, which is going to be really exciting. There's some new characters that are going to pop up as well, and it's going to kind of do some setup for the next book. So I'm excited. It feels really good to have 16 done. It's just kind of, again, I said this in my last video, but this draft is just kind of like dragging a bit right now for me. I really need to get to the end of it. I'm really itching to start. I think outlining is probably my favorite part of the writing process. I love the brainstorming and coming up with the ideas. Editing is also very fun. It's just a lot more work and draining than the like really imaginative, like make your Pinterest board part of the outlining process. So I am excited to get to that with book 2. I have a different way that I want to try to write book 2 as well, based on how I've written the first book, just in my drafting process. I think that there are a couple of things that might work better for my brain, that I would like to try. I don't know if I mentioned this previously, but I do have ADHD, and keeping a train of thought and focus can be a smidge difficult. So I think that there are just a couple of ways that I can kind of keep this like fresh and fun, and I don't want chapter 2, at least the first draft, to feel this overwhelming. I think at this point I've taken too long with this draft for me personally. I think that my attention span with it is just kind of waning, and my enjoyment of it is waning a bit as well. I think that's also just from my experience and from hearing like professional writers experience that this is just kind of a normal part of the drafting process as well, especially the second draft. Getting to this part in the draft where you're like at the end of Act 2, it's like is this even good anymore? Do I know how to write? Is this worth pursuing? I have a new shiny idea, lurking in the corner of my mind. So yeah, I'm ready to have a draft to read. I'm excited to draft the next book, and yeah, so we're gonna work on chapter 17 later today. It is unfortunately still work hours. I did mention this in my last vlog, but I am a marketer. I make marketing content, so I have some emails that I need to make, and then we will work on this later. We're back. It's been a few days. It has been a busy week. Honestly, not much writing got done this week, and we're just gonna have to have grace and move on. Yesterday, it is Sunday the 6th, and yesterday we babysat our niece all day, which was super, super fun, but probably not surprisingly, nothing else really got done yesterday. So it is Sunday now. I have a little bit longer left before my husband gets back from the gym and we tackle some other stuff, and order some food and chill out for just a bit. But then this evening I will be writing as well. And the goal is to get through chapter 17 today. So I would love to be able to get through multiple chapters in a week and per vlog, but that just does not seem to be the pace of everything else going on in my life right now. So we're just gonna do what we can do, but I would really love to finish chapter 17 in this vlog, and then in the next one we can start working on 18. So that is what is happening. I have my bullet journal set up for the week. I didn't really put too much, of my to-do list in there, but do not be fooled. It's extensive this week. So hopefully I have the energy for it, and can get a lot of, especially the house stuff. I feel like a lot of house stuff has fallen by the wayside in the past couple of weeks. We are going out of town, not this week, but the next. And I'd really like to get some house stuff done so that when we come back, it's just already done. So, yeah, we are gonna start writing 17. This will probably be the last day of this vlog. I know it's gone on, I think 2 weeks now, which is longer than I wanted it to, but this is my third video, so we're doing the thing. That's all that matters. So, let's write chapter 17. And I just finished chapter 17. Woohoo! Any progress feels like good progress in the draft right now, so I'll take it. That means that we have 6 chapters left. I just finished chapter 17. There are going to be 23, so 6 left. We are moving into some territory where I definitely have some scenes I probably need to outline a bit tighter before I write them. I am changing a lot from draft 1 to draft 2, so the outlining process is probably the most fun part of the process for me, so that should be a fun thing to work on tomorrow. I tend to work in kind of like spurts on my writing projects where I get a lot done for like 3 or 4 days and then don't touch it for a week and then repeat, and I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's maybe my ADHD. I don't know if that is maybe I'm overdoing it on those days and then need the rest days. I would love a more consistent writing practice, but that seems to be my pattern right now. And until I get to the end of this draft, I think it's just gonna be what it is. So I will be working on chapter 18 tomorrow, so that will be the next vlog that I upload. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end of this, and I'll see you again soon for chapter 18. Bye.